Welcome everybody to my channel. My name is Chris with Kristen's Crafts, and today I am bringing you a process video for Christmas in January 2024 and also participating in Baby Got Scraps. So for Baby Got Scraps, we are just going in and using one full sheet of paper. All the rest is either scraps or smaller papers, and then we are making a layout with it. So what I'm showing here is a mini book that I made at a crop that I went to last weekend. I took two 6x6, or I'm sorry, two 12x12 pieces of paper, and I went and cut them in half at 6, scored them at 4 inches, and attached them together. And what I did was I took a paper pad that my sister had gifted me that had pictures of Santa Claus or St. Nick's, and it had the story of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Our family has a tradition of doing an ornament exchange, and my dad reads the story. And lately he's been having health issues, and so it makes you realize we won't have him forever. And so I really wanted to document this. So I had made this, it was not a planned thing when she gifted it to me. So I made this little mini book. I have several pictures of him through the years that I had on my phone, and along with this year's photo. And I'm making a pocket to put on the page. Now, the first pocket I made, I didn't make it wide enough. This is going to be definitely chunky. The book, when it's all folded up, is just under half an inch. So it will be big in my book, but because of the importance of the story, I'm okay with that. So now I'm taking the other half of the scrap piece of paper I originally made the smaller pocket in, and now I'm going and lining it up. So what I'm doing is I'm scoring across for the width of my paper and where I want it to be able to fold over at the bottom to create this pocket. And whereas the first pocket, I made the depth of it at 1/4 of an inch, this time I'm going to make the depth of it at half an inch. And so that's going to give me more than enough room to fold and be able to drop this mini book into my larger page. Now, what you have to do is you have to cut to the scoring lines to make the little flaps to fold over. The first one was, I did a better job of it. This one, I was just trying to get it to where it was sturdy and it folded over. And then all in all, it works out. So you're just going to see me fluffing with it a little bit. So you're basically scoring to the front of and then at another half an inch to get it so that it will bend around the book. And for this, I needed to have a little flap in the back because that's what's going to adhere to my page. If you were just making like a box, you wouldn't have to do what I did, but because I need something to be able to attach, that's where you're going to see that I'm making that little bend over part of it. And here I'm just kind of tacking it down just to kind of get an idea, and then I'll actually refix it once I go and I'm adding the red line. So I'm just clipping as I go the parts that I need to bend over to create the flaps, and there I have it for the book. Now, I'm not going to do anything with it just yet because I know that I want to add some rub-ons underneath, and so I don't want that adhered down until I'm sure of where it's going to go, because once it goes, it's there for good. So I'm taking this other piece of 49 and Market. They had the red text print, and I'm going to mat the 3 other photos going up the side. So there's another one of my dad standing next to my son. This was from this Christmas, and he was getting ready to read the story. Now, he had, in the fall, a small stroke that affected his cognitive skills. And so the reading of the story was a little bit harder for him, but he had my mom helping him out. And you know what? The whole family would rather have him reading it and having him have little hiccups in it versus him not reading at all. The middle photo is just a picture of my dad talking with my nephew, and the bottom one is everyone kind of standing around getting ready for the ornament exchange. So we all have our ornaments in our hands. The way it works is my dad reads 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. every time you say the word the, you pass it to the right. And every time he says the word and, you pass it to the left. And at the end of the story, whatever ornament you're holding is the one that you actually go home with. Our family at the end usually does a lot of bartering. I now have 5 Christmas trees. That would be because I have a lot of ornaments that we've had through the years, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So I have the pocket made. Now that I have the photos done, I'm just adhered them going up the side and then trimmed off so that it looks like it was going off the edge. Now I'm trying to use these rub-ons before they go bad. So I really like this cardinal, and I thought it looked perfect on the front of this pocket. So I went ahead and rubbed that on. And because the little bit of adhesive that I'd added with my ATG really wasn't holding that great, I was able to flatten that pocket out to be able to get that done. The other one I really like is this poinsettia. And so I'm going to kind of move it around a little bit and try and figure out where I want it. Was kind of thinking underneath the photo, but I didn't like how it ran into the berries. So in the end, I'm actually going to put it up at the top over here just to add more color to the upper right. And then I'm going to switch things around, and actually I'm going to move the book to the top and have the Marion Bright at the bottom and make it more heavy to the bottom versus the top of the page. I also figured this was a good time to use these Scrabble tile title of Marion Bright because of them being chunky. I'm already chunky with the book, so having those on there really wasn't going to affect the thickness of the page because it was already thick at this point. So I'm just going and putting Marion Bright at the bottom, and then that will help me determine where I'm going to put the pocket page so that it kind of sits on top of that as a shelf. And I'm just sticking those down. Those I think I picked up at Hobby Lobby. I think I've had them for a couple years, so it's nice to get them onto a layout. Then I'm going to go and grab my red line. And again, the theme of this year has been struggling with getting the red line backing. I don't know if it's my house being dry or whatever. I had that red film sticking with me everywhere. I am able to go and get it off with the help of the scissors. But boy, that's been my challenge this season, is just trying to get the red line adhesive off. Last weekend I went to the crop with my sister and some good friends. And so I worked on my Vicki Boutin Where To Next album. And so yeah, the whole weekend was struggling with red line adhesive as I was putting my album together. But love how it turned out. And so here I am just taking more off, and then I'm going to run out of it, which is not a bad thing. Like I said, I've been using a ton over the weekend. So I get a little bit up here, and then I get the other side, and then I run out. So I'll go into my stash and grab another one. This is the 1/8 inch red line. Vicki Boutin, for what she does with her classes, recommends the 1/8 instead of the 1/4. Otherwise, you'd have to kind of adjust your sizes. So I've been using this a little bit more in my stash. So again, you can see I'm trying to like get the adhesive backing off of my fingers. It was static clinging to me. Life troubles. But now that I almost have it done, then I'll stick that pocket down, and it will be a place for me to hold the book. And I'm just going to go ahead and stick the book all the way in, and that way I can kind of line up the side. And then you could see how now with the book in the pocket, it leans into that cluster in the upper right, and I'm happy with how that looks. So the next thing I'm going to do is dump out my 49 and Market embellishments. These are the chipboard icons, and I found this... I forget what it says, like thankful maybe. Favorite memory. Yeah, favorite memory. So I put that banner on top of the pocket because, again, these are favorite memories. We had we used to do where we would have the kids draw a name or get a gift for everybody, and it was getting too expensive. So years and years ago, kids were all still little. Instead of going and buying all the family members a gift and going broke, we started doing the ornament exchange. And you don't have to spend a lot. I think everyone spends anywhere from $5 to $10, and some get really goofy ornaments, some get really pretty ornaments. It's whatever you want to exchange. And now that the kids are older, you would think that they wouldn't want to do it anymore. But now they're all in their late 20s, getting into their 30s. And they have, I think, more fun doing it than we do. It's and then now again, it's the crazy ornaments and the bartering, and as it's being passed around and my dad is telling the story, everyone's eyeing up what ornament they want to end with, and then like I said, they do a lot of bartering afterwards of, here, I'll trade you my ornament for your ornament, kind of a thing. So yeah, I think no one wanted to trade with me for the Justin Bieber ornament that one year I think my sister or one of them brought. Yeah, I've got, and it goes on my tree. But yeah, there's been some doozies of ornaments, and you never know what you're coming home with. So now along the little photo strip I have on the left, I'm just tucking in some of the 49 and Market pieces. So I have some holly and some tickets. I trimmed that off, and I added a Christmas magic and some other little bits. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. So I want to thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure that you check out everyone who's playing along with Christmas in January, and also everyone who's playing with Baby's Got Scraps. Have a great day, and I'll see you again on my channel. Bye-bye.